We're here to sort of talk about our farm, and also one of our main ways that we make money is our farm stand, and so we want to talk about that, sort of eating seasonally. We also want to talk about eating different varieties of vegetables, which you can't really get at grocery stores, why it's better to support a farm stand than go to a big box store, a Stop and Shop or a Shaw's, for both your local economy, for the environment, and as well as just for taste. Veggies just taste better locally grown. And then, so we're here to kind of represent all farm stands, and all the big local farming movement, I guess.
This is intimidating to some people, but this is a soup. This is easy. So this is a rutabaga. We also have a white turnip called a gill feather turnip. There's also a variety very similar called a Westport turnip, or what's the other name of those?
Yeah.
Macumber turnip. And so these you could just peel. These are thin-skinned. You can use a peeler this way, dice it up. So I just want to show people, you want a big cutting board and you want a big knife. And you want it to be sharp and kind of a good knife. I've seen a lot of people with just really junky knives, and of course you can't approach this vegetable. It's like dangerous. It's actually, less dangerous to use a good knife. But anyway, so I would take this. I like these kind of peelers. You can use whatever peeler you want, and just try to get all the edges off. I guess I could, if I was a real cooking show, I would have a peeled one underneath the table. So the key to a lot of vegetables is to make a flat surface first. Like, this is gonna roll around on the cutting board. So get that flat surface. So now it's standing up like that. Or actually, I'm gonna take this other side off. And then you wanna just kind of break down a vegetable so it's in flat pieces that can be worked with flat on the cutting board in a safe way. So I'm going to take one of these edges off, and now I'm going to put it flat so that I have even more safety. It's not going to wobble around. So this is and one of the simplest methods for roasted vegetables is actually for root vegetables is to roast them. And so once you have a cut like this, you can cut them really into any shape you want. You can make faux French fries and cut them into long strips, or you can cut them into cubes. If you're going to roast them on a baking sheet with just a little bit of olive oil or any sort of vegetable oil, salt and pepper, just make them approximately the same size so they cook about the same time. So now I'm going to take this stack. Probably this is impeding the view here. This is a watermelon radish. It looks kind of like a turnip, right? So this is a winter radish that stores really well. And this is why it's called a watermelon radish. So this is really jazzes up your winter salad. So you can usually get salad mix at least, but I would say at this time of year, resist the temptation to get tomatoes and cucumbers still to make your salads. They're just not going to be as vibrant as they are when they're in season, or even when they're just in season closer to us. You know what I mean? If they're like at least coming from New Jersey or something, they're going to be a little better. So wait. For now, greens with some shredded carrots and radishes and a little, I use a lot of cheeses and dried fruits and toasted nuts and stuff like that to make winter salads to kind of keep them more interesting. But this, I would take off maybe just the outside, not just to get the dirt off, really. And I'm just gonna show you a little bit of grating that. So some other things, like I mentioned, carrots are wonderful to grate and onto a salad. Kohlrabi, which is this vegetable that Chris was holding up earlier, is good raw or cooked, and so that's another opportunity to grate
These are other winter radishes, daikon radishes. And this is actually a small daikon radish.
Okay, so you have your salad bowl over here. Take this big knife, put it over here, put it over the salad bowl, and onto the salad it goes. Whoopee!
Super tasty. The best way to figure out where your nearest farm stand is there's a website called localharvest.org, and you can type in your zip code and it'll tell you, it will tell you the nearest farm stand to you, as well as whether it's in the town of Wellesley or surrounding towns. And then the other thing I also know about is there's a Natick winter market. I'm pretty sure I've heard about that, which is pretty popular, and that's pretty close to shop. And I think if there's not one, you know, when we talk about farm stands, I think the other thing that I like to talk about is also farmers markets, because a lot of times farms can't have a farm stand for whatever reason, and so they go to farmers markets. And so that's something that a town can approach the subject of trying to get one started.